This week, all of Israel celebrated lagba'omer. Lagba'omer is a day of dance, it's a day of song, it's a day of rejuvenation, it's a day of simcha. What happened on lagba'omer? The Talmud tells us that what happened was that the students of Rabbi Akiva stopped dying. Let's tell the story. Very early in the story, when Rabbi Akiva was 40 years old, he was walking through a field and he discovered a rock. And the Gemara tells us that he looked at the rock with his sharp eye, and although he was a shepherd, he saw something very strange. He noticed that there was a hole in the rock. And he asked himself, how can a hole come to a rock? What could have bored the hole in this rock? And he stood there and he contemplated and he meditated on that hole. And after a little bit of time, a drop of water came down from the mountain and dropped on the rock. And he understood that that drop of water, over the period of hundreds and maybe thousands of years, made a hole in the rock. And Rabbi Akiva then said his first kal v'chomer. He reasoned, if water can make a hole in a rock, water is soft, water is refreshing, how much more so can Torah make a mark on my soul? And the deep understanding of that story that we've all heard as children is that it's not the power of the water, it's the power of a drop. What Rabbi Akiva understood is that one drop does nothing, but drop after drop after drop does a lot. Rabbi Akiva understood the power of one single drop. Many years later, he built himself up to be one of the greatest in history. He developed 24,000 students that he loved and students that loved him, and they died. They died in a plague, one after the other. For 33 days, Chazal tell us there was a plague, and Rabbi Akiva lost 24,000 students. What did he do when they stopped dying on Lag BaOmer? And here the Talmud tells us that he picked himself up, Bo Bayom, the Arizal tells us, it was on that very day, Lag BaOmer, that he looked around the country and he said, I'm going to go south towards the Negev, and there I'm going to find new students. And he found 5 new students, Reb Meir, Reb Yehuda, Reb Shimon, Reb Nehemiah, and Reb Yossi. I'm going to start again. The whole world was desolate, but Rabbi Akiva learned the power of one drop. I can do something. Rabbi Akiva would have been excused if he would have retired. He would have been excused if he would have just gone into therapy for the devastating trauma that he went through. He would have been excused if he would have done just about anything and he made his mark on history. He wasn't looking to be excused. He wasn't looking to see the goal. He said, one drop. That's all I have to do. And this is reminiscent of so many of the Gedolim, even in our times right after the Holocaust, on the boat, on the ship coming to the United States until Israel. The Panovich Rav, the Gedolim of America, they planned how are we going to create the renewal, the rebirth of the Jewish people of Eretz Yisrael. This is the amazing power of a Jew, that it only takes one drop and the whole world changes. Shabbat Shalom.